Yeah.
So is it? Are we live now?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi everyone.
Yeah. This isn't an actual show. In case you're worried, it's going to improve. So we didn't get to do the big intro.
We're going to
just literally turn it on. Oh, we started. Is it
What's it
you?
going?
Can you hear us?
Yeah?
We
I
good?
can't answer back.
We're getting the nod. Alright.
Alright.
Yeah. This is the bit for the recording coming to you. This is what we do every week. In 3, 2, and 1. Hello and welcome for the 200th time to the T3 podcast live. Only half an hour late, which I think is pretty good.
That's good.
I've watched the BBC, and you turn on for Strictly Come Dancing, and it's not on until half an hour after.
Very rare.
Every time.
Very rarely does
Every
the 6
time.
o'clock news actually go out.
I know,
At 6
exactly.
o'clock. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. We really are live from the Hospital Club in London to celebrate the 200th T3 podcast.
Hooray!
A lot of people here.
Celebrity atmosphere.
We've got group members right here in the studio and more of you listening from afar on Mixlr, monitoring your tweets and Facebook group messages. We have my lovely assistant, Lucy. She's waving. Bigger cheer.
Try that again.
A little
will you?
more enthusiasm.
Yeah. Any chatter so far?
Somebody complaining that they can't hear you,
Right.
and somebody wanting compensation, like a free iPad for the delay.
Yeah, we'll sort that out. It's not a problem.
No problem.
But first, please.
Can you report them for abuse?
Yeah, actually, I should say.
That comment's bang out of order.
If you want to tweet us, it's at t3.com, hashtag T3pod200. And you can join the chat on Facebook by searching for the
fancy.
official T3 podcast group. More from Lucy later. But first, give it up, please, and go crazy for the lovely Ree Morgan.
I've gone red.
And the man who could solve the Greek debt crisis, find Colonel Gaddafi, and cancel climate change. If only he didn't spend so long writing about gadgets. It's T3's Mr. Duncan Bell. Welcome.
Too much.
what I live for.
So Duncan, a special week.
A special week, yeah.
And nothing's really gone wrong this week, has there? So we'll just move on from the rant.
Yeah.
Anything in particular?
I'm full of good tidings because I was going to mention this on the podcast 2 weeks ago. Remember when we used to do it not live? All those
Those
all
were the
those weeks
days.
ago. And then I was
Heady
going to mention it
days.
last week, but I didn't turn up for that one. But I bought
Quite a theme.
recurring listeners to this podcast, and I assume that the people in this room are recurring listeners. Well, no, I've had a few issues with my HTC Sensation. I think the phrase "piece of shit phone," HTC shit station, and HT shit sensation are all the terms I've used to describe it. But I've discovered this is the most brilliant tip. I've discovered the best gadget of all time, and it is a battery. And it's made by a company called Anker, which is spelled A-N-K-E-R, so that also appeals. And it's basically, I don't know, how can I describe it? It's a slightly bigger battery. And as a result, the HTC Sensation, which generally dies
Quite
within
often.
about 2.5 hours of
Yeah.
turning it on, it actually lasts
If you
pretty
touch
much the
the
whole
screen,
day.
it dies.
Yeah, if you turn
instantly.
on the screen, if you make a phone call, if you browse the web, if you attempt to stream, say, a live podcast, it's toast. But yeah, no, with this, it actually lasts the entire day, and I actually now quite like this phone. So
It's a happy
That
ending.
was a happy
Duncan.
end. That was nice. That was a good
glorious
That
fortnight.
was a good
Oh,
rant.
lovely. Okay, well, look, before we start proper, I'd just like to take a register.
We are half an hour late.
Yeah, well, you know,
So,
let's do this by the book. I've got the list of everyone who RSVP'd here. So, Michael Pitt. Yes, sir. Our Olympian. Thank you.
Olympian.
You were the first to RSVP. Could be Olympian. Future Olympian. Are you there yet?
April will find out.
Find out in April. Okay. Andrew Story. Here, sir, is appropriate. George Sang. Katie Heath, who is scared
There
of
she
lifts.
is.
Did you make it up?
it wasn't the sixth floor. It was the fourth
Four flights of
floor.
stairs.
A bit-
Okay. In fact, Reed, do you want to roam into there so you can get these? You've got quite a cable. Keep going.
I'm going.
Timothy Okonowu, otherwise known as the
I'm here.
Duke of Peckham.
That's me.
Yes. Kasra Yazdani.
Oh, we've got a no-show. There's a no-show.
You know, there's nothing I hate worse than someone being late. It's just so rude.
It shows disrespect.
It really does,
doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, especially if there's loads of people waiting.
Yeah, waiting.
Just downstairs.
Chris Harrow. Yeah. James Mack. Hello. Good. Leon Fenner. Prolific. The prolific Leon Fenner.
You're right.
Amanda McDermott.
There she is.
Only
Says hello. I can't get to her.
One of only 2 women brave enough to actually make it to...
It is good to see so many girls here.
3? Dan?
Sorry, I couldn't see. I couldn't see.
See.
3 women.
Yeah.
Sorry, and Lucy.
And
You can't see because we forced them to sit at the
Andy.
back.
Well, Lou.
Yeah,
do
they're
it.
the high help, though.
Just like in
Darren
thing.
Murphy. Oh, wait a minute.
Wow.
What? There's no show without Darren. David Parrington. Yes, sir. Yeah.
There is.
Hold on. Harold Voiceoff.
Harold Voiceoff.
Maybe it's just a voice.
Secret President. Gary Gamp. Shouldn't laugh. No, not here.
No, I don't
With
think.
a name like that. Samuel David Bates. Yes.
Yes.
Good. Hansley. Is it Bakshu? How do you say it? We'll never know. Sean Wilkes. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Thomas Towner. Who didn't turn the mobile off? Andy Lyon.
No.
No.
This is riveting radio, Dan.
He's online. Okay. I'm just checking. Dan Green and Philip Doyle. Oh, Phil.
My desire
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock now in Red Bar going
Yeah.
off.
Oh, right.
There you
See,
go.
a sad tale.
HTC just can't do batteries. It's a thing.
And anyone else we didn't mention?
Anyone else we didn't mention?
Who's here?
Jerome McLeod.
Jerome.
Dan, hello, you.
Dan, yeah.
Oh,
Dan
hello,
met
you
downstairs.
creatives. Did
Yeah,
RSVP.
good
Why are
stuff.
they not down there, Dan?
Thank you. Round of applause, everyone.
Welcome.
Okay. Any sign of life on the Facebook group, Lucy?
Yeah, we've had a request for an online register.
Yeah, we'll do
Could
that.
take some
We'll do that
time.
later in the podcast extended. Okay. Right. Well, 200 episodes.
I know, 200.
Who would
I
have
know.
thought?
I don't know.
Yes, who knew that on that very first episode on 6th of December 2007
Wow.
that we'd still be here? Does anyone actually want to hear that first episode?
No.
Was anyone listening then?
See, the
Was
thing
anyone
is-
listening is what I want to know.
Is anyone? Yeah, anyone?
How can anyone... Nobody would even have known it was coming out, so it would have to be a
I don't
completely random...
I don't
Oh, I
actually
wonder if
blame
T3
anyone.
have got a
I'm going to.
podcast.
I'm going to. Oh, I didn't turn my phone on.
Dan!
I don't know. Who's? I don't even know where my phone is. There it is.
Oh, dear me.
Hold on a minute. Hello.
Dan.
Hello, can I call you back?
Are you serious?
Lovely. Thanks very much.
It's Shay Bruce.
That was
It's Shay
Layla from
Bruce.
PPAV. Is that the person who sold us?
Oh, yeah, she gave us the
mixer. You know who that is?
Boo.
The reason for the delay is that company, Layla from PPAV. There we are. They gave us a wonky desk. Right, where was I? The very first podcast. Now, the thing is, none of you actually heard this, and I wasn't in it because I didn't start till number 8. But here we go. Here's what it sounded like.
This is the T3 podcast. I'm Paul, and in the next 10 minutes, we'll tell you about the top gadgets this Christmas. In this podcast, we're talking Santa's big spenders, so gifts from £100. This is the T3.
What?
This is the T3 podcast. I'm Paul.
That's what happened. That's what happened. That's
Stop.
exactly how it went.
It's enough.
The first podcast.
He's the
He's
cheesiest
coming back.
podcast host ever.
It was quite
What happened to
repetitive.
Paul?
What happened to him?
Just
He was
No.
pretty good.
he.
great.
It was me and Paul was just asked me questions about gadgets. He knew nothing about gadgets.
So pretty much the same format as now.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Well, it got much better by episode 8. This is when I started.
I was going so well, Dan.
Ooh, a lot of dead air there.
Can you just tell us what you said, Dan?
Yeah, it was really good, and I think probably my best work. But we're never.
But sadly now lost forever.
to the T3
This
podcast in
podcast, we're
association
talking
with
Santa.
Firebox.
Oh, it's all gone wrong.
You
It's
know
all
what?
gone wrong, love. This is exactly.
We're going to get back to all that.
Can we
but-
start doing it like that again?
Yeah.
I really like that.
Just like mixing all of the last podcasts together
Yeah.
in a big melee.
That's what this
Of
podcast
podcast
sounds
magic.
like on acid.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
It's
gonna
the
close
beer,
this out,
Dan.
But yes.
Shut down and start again.
Okay. We'll
You could have gone back to that.
Abandon that, Dan. It's not working.
Yeah, I know. Ree, do you know when you came on board permanently?
Well, I was in the first one.
Yeah.
So
but you
I'm
didn't
actually a founding member. But I think I came on board when you two decided that you were too boring without a girl's voice.
What?
So then, I don't know, 2000
You came in episode 54.
54?
Yeah, seriously.
So you did like 45 without me?
Yeah, when did I start, Dan?
You were there pretty much in the beginning. So it's been 200 episodes. Sometime.
Good to know.
So should we have a bit of reminiscing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this going to work, Dan?
Because
It's going to work, honestly.
Okay, right.
if we have some reminiscing, then we can stop talking and...
Hello and welcome to the T3 podcast with the most thrilling 10 minutes of raw, unadulterated tech. Being weekly from T3 Towers direct to your ears. This week brought to you by the letter T and the number 3. Always one coffee away from world domination.
The phone itself looks about as exciting as, you know, a blackboard rubber.
100 days gone by.
Well, I think it looks a little bit like a sort of futuristic space dildo from Planet Sex.
It does.
100 more could come and go. You know I'll be back tomorrow.
Do you, by any chance, Ree, have any Geordie roots? Just take a listen to this.
The second incarnation of we hear a successful product.
Hear that again?
We hear a successful product. We hear.
Thank you.
I'm Gandun the Toon. We don't mind what the pictures are of.
Sexy pictures,
You
whatever you
want
like.
to take a nice picture of your girlfriend, maybe your boyfriend, if you like that kind of thing?
Maybe you have both.
Christopher made me do the cupping action.
Yeah.
This is with the Gadget, not with Chris.
And when I was doing it, I had a crowd of 20 people behind the camera.
It is the 100th podcast. Party poppers explode in the T3 studio. Matters, man. Amid all the theories on the starts of the riots, no one's mentioned that BlackBerry autocorrect changes fancy a pint to fancy a riot.
If you type in anal, I remember my Sony Ericsson always used to correct it to cock.
There's nothing worse than getting cock when you want anal.
That's it for this week. Remember, T3.com has all the latest. T3's on the shelves and on the iPad. And we're on iTunes. We're on iTunes every week.
I feel like Kanye West now.
Yay! Beautiful. Number 1.
That's beautiful.
Is it meant to stop?
Yeah, it's stopping.
All right.
I should say thank
Golden
you to,
moments.
Yes, to Ripped from Burlington, Ontario with Make It Happen.
That's beautiful music.
I predict big things for Ripped from Burlington, Ontario.
I think so. After that,
From now on, after their appearance on the TV
Just a few
podcast.
singing lessons and...
Yeah.
All that app
So
that
we had
you
there. We had
used.
Duncan singing, which
Sort
of
of.
course that was
Yeah.
on failing to become Gadget Personality of the Year.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well...
Well, this all began, actually. The Facebook group began. From
Yeah, so
Duncan Bell for Personality of the Year. Yeah.
And
My
the crazy Dutch news.
Yes. That was crazy. Crazy day, that one.
I think the accents are almost, I don't know, a trademark.
And the
I
dog.
like
I remember that animal podcast where... What, didn't we do some animal noises? I'm sure there was
Probably.
animal noises.
No, that was
Because it was on The Apprentice.
That was The Apprentice.
It was.
With,
We went on
wonderful
forever
app.
about The Apprentice.
There was that great app with cats.
Yeah, and it was like
elephants
dog noise.
and people talking.
Yeah.
Very much like the T3 podcast.
Yeah.
But anyway, the world of tech doesn't stop for any podcast. So let me say, Ree, have you got your script? For the umpteenth, millionth time, here is the news. It's got a bit of a bass kick to it this week.
I don't know.
Windows 8 has been let loose in the wild. The developer version is being offered free to download by Microsoft. It's a clean install only, and there's no support available. But that hasn't stopped 500,000 users taking advantage in the first 12 hours alone.
Windows 8 finger-friendly features could also give Microsoft a boost in the tablet war with its multi-touch smart tiles. Analysts reckon it could nab 15% of the tablet market by 2014. That's more bad news for RIM. It's just announced sales of a mere 200... It's just announced sales of a mere 200,000 BlackBerry Playbooks in its second quarter of the year, a massive fall to the 500,000 it managed in the previous 3 months. One analyst called it nothing short of a disaster.
iPhone 5 rumours are hotting up.
Again.
Latest guesses are that iDay will be the 15th of October, if you believe Orange's French CEO, or 21st of October, if you believe O2 customer service insiders, i.e. Dave in the call centre.
From Chiswick.
Various case leaks also suggest a larger body, a rounded aluminium back, and an intriguingly elongated home button.
Good, they like
Hold the
that.
front page.
The Sony PS Vita release date has been officially confirmed, hitting Japanese markets on December 17th. That suggests a post-New Year launch in the UK. Meanwhile, Nintendo's used the Tokyo Game Show to announce a new firmware update for the 3DS with 3D video recording. Super Mario 3D Land and Mario Kart 7 are also incoming. Exciting time!
Come on! Google Plus has turned into Google Minus. Posts are down a massive 41%, according to a company which links Twitter to the Google network. Managed Flitter says publicly shared posts have fallen from an average 0.7 a day to a measly 0.4 per user.
And AJ Patel has become the first person in the UK to bag a Sony Tablet S. It went on sale today. AJ queued for 19.5 hours outside PC World on Tottenham Court Road. The first 100 through the door also snared a 32-inch Bravia telly.
It was worth it.
Anyone of you guys go down? Oh. Busy train.
Yeah, who is it?
No, that's a no then.
Who is it who's
No.
got the pre with them? Because someone got the £89 pre.
The touchpad.
No, not the pre, yeah, the touchpad, sorry.
Good work, Dan.
Schoolboy.
It's good. For the money that you're going to spend on it.
What, £89?
£89.
Last of the big spenders.
Yeah. It's terrible at multimedia, but brilliant at web, which, when you consider it's called Web OS, you can kind of give it credit for that. The build isn't, it's kind of got a little weird poppy thing at the back.
Yeah.
It's a bit plasticky.
It looks like an Etch-a-Sketch,
Yeah.
really.
Which is, you know, I live in East London, that's okay. It's kind of, it'd be cooler to have an Etch-a-Sketch than this, to be honest.
And you've kept WebOS on it, you've not gone Android
I
yet?
have so far. I mean, to be fair, I've only had it for a day or two.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think I would probably say WebOS feels more Mac-esque than the actual iOS system, because it's sort of got the dock and you've got multitasking, so it's fairly decent. I wouldn't have brought one at 400 quid though, so that's probably saying...
No one else did.
Join the club, mate.
Good stuff. Let's get an update on the tweets and Facebook group. Lucy, how's it looking?
Well,
How many complaints?
Thank God for I can't say his name, Sion, because
Sion Wong.
Sion Wong,
he's just told me that all the action is on Mixler and I'm on Twitter and on
Right,
Facebook.
don't worry,
Oh
it's
my
okay.
God. No, I found it, Dan. It's
Oh,
all
right.
right. I don't need you.
Well, I was going to...
However, I don't need you, but Jack Malcolmson does, because he says, ew, I've just listened to the first podcast. It was terrible without Dan.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But Nathan Dunn says, oh, unprofessionalism, Dan, for answering the phone.
Look, I've got to, the problem is Ree forgot her phone, so she was using my phone.
Don't blame
That's
me.
why it wasn't turned off and why it was left where I didn't know it was.
Sorry.
There we are.
That doesn't mean you had to
That's
answer
my
it, though.
excuse.
Anyway,
Just
there's
on a point of
lots
order.
of action. People are enjoying it.
Hey.
Keep going.
It's working.
It's working. They can hear you.
I'm amazed. I really
Great. So good.
Anyone on Twitter?
On Twitter, Kieran
Yeah?
in the office He's saying, I'm in the office, at the T3 office, but I'm enjoying the podcast. But
That's good to know.
other than that, Twitter's really quite... We've
Bit
had
quiet.
two new ones. Congratulations on reaching 200, guys. Here's to 200 more. I miss you guys so much, says Hannah.
No. She's retweeted Chris. Do you remember Chris?
Oh, it's Chris!
Yeah, Chris.
Chris Smith, everybody.
Yeah.
Chris Smith.
So we got a tweet from Chris.
Yeah, you may remember from podcasts of yore. He's now in America. He's still.
Those are the golden years.
Still writes for T3.
The four-way action of Ree, Chris, Duncan, and Nan.
Steady on.
None of that happened.
Let's not talk about that.
I can remember.
Anyway.
It was just me and you for years, or what felt like years.
Yeah.
I think it was only actually about 3 weeks.
Have you got those paper and pen? There's some
Yeah.
pens. Okay, just start having
have
those
got paper
out.
there.
You go, and some paper. Or maybe you can just do this in your head, because we're going to test your knowledge of the T3 podcast. Okay. So everyone got a drink before we get into this. Everyone happy? There's more wine up here. Come and help yourselves.
Everyone take a swig.
If you're at home, perhaps now pour yourself a beer. Go to the fridge.
This side.
Yeah, or a cup of tea. You know, whatever you prefer.
Is that what you put down, was it?
This is going to be quite simple. We've got 5 questions to test your
This is great radio
podcast
again, Dan.
knowledge. Okay, have you got your pens ready? There's no way these pens are going to work because we nicked them from the office storage cupboard. They've not been used. No one's broken them in yet, but let's give it this a whirl. So just write your answers down. We're gonna find out the answer to each one as the question's read. So here we go.
Is this slick or what?
I know, this is like proper radio. I've like Radio 1. They do quizzes all the time on.
You know, on the Today Show on Radio 4.
Okay, ready for this? What? I want to know.
No one's ready yet. And everyone at home should be listening as well to do the quiz.
All get ready. Okay. So first question: what is T-Mobile launching here?
So now, the reason we're all here, and without any more kind of drama and waiting, no more fuzzy pictures on the internet, no more rumors, no more cannot comment, no more unsubstantiated blog posts.
So what is T-Mobile launching there? Write your answers down now, okay?
You know.
No cheating. Over there, get an answer down now. Okay. Ready for the answer?
This is how you do it.
No more unsubstantiated blog posts.
Get on with it.
We're finally here to introduce the T-Mobile G1 with Google.
Anyone got the G1?
Who got it right?
Oh!
Congratulations! 4 people.
Over there, all next to each other. Was there any cheating?
Oh, was it cheating going on?
Yeah, I think I might have been looking over a few shoulders there.
Did you say the G1 with Google?
With Google,
Yeah, it was.
Do you remember?
Android,
It used to
the
have
first
Google. It had
Android
Google
phone.
written on the back. My first Android phone had with Google.
I had the G1. I loved my G1.
If anyone's wondering, by the way, which phone...
Oh,
the
it
word
was,
Android
yeah.
did exist at that point.
Which phone Duncan was describing when he said it looks like a blackboard rubber, it was the G1.
Oh. What was I describing when I said it looks like a space dildo from Planet Sex?
That was our mock-up of the Wii 2 controller.
Oh, right.
That was something we did, Dunk.
Which I think we said was going to have mind control or something. We were
And
pretty
it turned
close.
out we were right.
Yeah, we were fairly close.
So-
They're called ball.
Question 2. Who was missing from
No, that was something else.
Who was missing from the 100th T3 podcast? Now, I did post the 100th T3 podcast on the Facebook group this week, so if you listened, you will know the answer.
If you've done your homework, as we ordered you to.
Okay.
How rude.
It's a tosser.
That person I can reveal is in the room today. Duncan,
Yeah.
do you remember why you were missing from the T3 podcast?
I was very busy, Dan. Very busy
Why was he
with work.
missing?
I am here, but no Duncan Bell. Instead we have Chris Smith. He has sent something to read to you all. Hi chaps. In true old school Fleet Street style, I am too hungover to speak this morning. What happened the night before?
You can't remember, obviously.
Right, who said Duncan? Anyone?
Well, it was 100 weeks ago.
Everyone thought
that's-
Duncan. What gadget did Ree famously make up for her gadget of the week? It's a bit of a slow week.
Oh, come on!
The one that everyone still talks about.
Yeah.
That one. Okay, you've got an answer down.
Recently.
Answers at home. What are we going for? Shout it out.
It was the Xbox 720.
720, yes. Still not launched.
I'm waiting. One day.
Now, I think I played it about 8 times accidentally. What was the first name of the original T3 podcast host?
Oh, I've forgotten.
Already?
Remorgan.
Wasn't Remorgan? Answers down. Anyone know?
Andrew.
Oh, hey, well done. Okay, final question. Here we go.
I love
if you're
radio
ready,
quizzes.
what is Ree demonstrating here?
This is how you do it. The male will put it on the finger here and then just trace it on the female. It could be on their ear, on their forearm.
Terrible.
So you trace it what? The female puts
Said you
it
can
on
put
the
it on your
male.
ear or anywhere.
Penis.
I went with ear, actually.
Just put it out there.
I'll just throw this over. Any ideas? Any suggestions?
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Hey,
a
it was
Philips intimate
the Philips
massager.
What was it actually called? It was like the adult
Philips intimate massager.
pleasure droid or something.
Okay, right. Who? Anyone get
Wow,
all
that was
5?
Who got all 5? Oh.
No one.
Anyone
4?
at home? Anyone at home?
4, quite a few 4s. This is impressive. Well done, both. Round of applause. Well done. Okay, well, 4 was the score to beat. Let us know if you got 5 at home.
What do the winners win, Dan?
Nothing.
Oh.
Just the, that warm glow that comes from having
Knowing,
scored 4 out of
yeah.
5 in a T3 podcast
amazing.
live quiz
Yeah.
show.
Well, 80% isn't that great, is it?
Yeah, now, it's not only the 200th podcast today, but it's also the launch of the latest T3.
Da, 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 da. You've all got one, actually. This is what they get.
Which, I don't I'm going to give one to you there. We've
Thank
got
you,
one
sir.
for everyone here.
I think everyone's got one.
What can we actually look forward to in the latest issue? Duncan?
Do what?
The classic porno cover. What does everyone think of it here? You've all read it.
So this is the...
She's not my type, really.
It's the Tech
but
Power
you know what
Special.
you say.
She's not my type.
The Tech Power Special.
Wait a minute, hold on. What, she's not your type. What about her specifically is not your type?
Curvy, but that's just me.
More curves,
Yeah.
okay. What, and holding the several thousand volts of electricity, is that doing it for you?
She is very rangy.
No, it has to be 1080 electricity going through there.
It's quite dangerous, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very close.
she's wearing a lot of man-made fibres as well. That could cause terrible
Philips intimate
shrinkage.
massager.
But sensibly, she has insulated her hands with leather gloves. So
Very
that's-
practical leather gloves.
I think she's earthed through the sort of gusset of her... whatever it is that she's wearing there.
Gusset.
Oh,
You don't hear the word gusset often enough in tech podcasts.
Oh, hold on, someone's
yeah.
got the subscriber cover. Go on, what's on the... What
look at
are we
that.
missing out on? What's... It's all right.
I think, isn't it?
Sometimes they're really good, the subscriber covers. Right, Dung, what's inside? What have you
Eva.
actually contributed to this esteemed publication this month?
Well, it's the Tech Power Special, because as you can see, the lady just in front of her ladies' parts is...
As you mentioned.
she's sort of shooting electric bolts
of-
between two things.
a lot
And
of
this is
As
to
you
symbolise that this month we're all about power, not just in the ladies' front bottom area, but just throughout the magazine. So we got the 100... No, sorry, the 50... No, the 100 most powerful and influential people in tech, which people don't... Weirdly enough, lists of 100 dull-looking, bald, middle-aged men, present company accepted.
Here they are.
List of 100 of them. People don't really want to read them, so we've divided it up into 10 groups of 10. So you will find it less tedious than the last 2 or 3 Power 100s. And then we've also got the Earth's most powerful gadgets. So we're talking a lot of torque, revs per minute, amps, and watts. I'd imagine.
It's thrilling.
And we've got 143 electric reviews.
So, Dunk, having failed
Whatever
to
that
make Gadget Personality of the Year,
Am I the most powerful man in tech?
Are you in the Tech 100?
He's
No, I'm
not.
not. No.
So what you're telling me...
No one from T3 is.
Well, again, for the same reason, I can't very well put myself at number 1 in the... It's not for me to say, is it? That's for other people might conclude that I'm very powerful and charismatic, but it's not for me to say.
Right.
We need to get that person who's got a website.
So Julian Assange
to
more
put him
powerful
in.
than you. Andrew Mason. Who is Andrew Mason?
Don't know. What's he number 1 in?
You wrote it, didn't you?
No, this is written by Chris.
No, I just helped.
Ah, I'm
Yeah, Andrew Mason is the founder and CEO of Groupon.
Oh, he's done quite well. Then.
responsible for those terrible mailings.
They're not terrible.
they're
Whenever you
quite
want,
good.
skin
Yeah.
eaten by small fish, or
Nails.
complete removal of all bodily
And it's
hair,
the words that go with them.
he's your man.
If he was talking about fish, he'd say something like,
the
fish evolved in something millennia before men, merely to nibble
What are
our
you on
toes. The copy that goes with all the Greek.
Yeah, there. And then, like,
Oh,
9
really?
paragraphs in,
Yeah,
they
and
say
it's like you find out what the offer is.
Sheila's in Isha is offering cheap fish pedicures for £3.50.
Excellent. So,
But who wants to read that?
What else?
I'll tell you, there's a good one in the Tech 100. We've got the most powerful woman in any of the lists is Carol Bartz, and she was the CEO of Yahoo. Some of you may remember Yahoo. It was quite a popular website 10 to 15 years ago. But she's been fired in between when this went to press and when it came out.
Oh, the heady world of tech.
No longer powerful.
She was great though. She was fired over the phone apparently.
She wasn't there that long though, was she?
No, well, Yahoo. What can you
A couple
do?
of years.
And she told the bloke who was firing her over the phone to grow a pair of balls. And then
was
somebody
infamous,
from the Wall Street Journal said, "What are you going to do as somebody who's now 63 and has just been fired?" And she said, "Fuck off."
We'll edit that.
That's the
when
kind of
we-
CEO we
that,
like.
we can't
T3.
bleep
We'll edit that later. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, well, she's got a lot of spare time now.
Yeah.
So look, that's it. 200 episodes. A whole 200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how many you've managed?
No.
You started at episode 54.
Yeah.
So it's 146.
Yeah.
So you've only got another 54 to make your double century. So that means I have asked you 146 times as I stroll over here. What have you got for your... It's a...
No, that
We're
one.
okay. All right,
The other button.
I'm just getting permission to hit the button. What have you got for your Gadget of the Week?
Yeah.
Stupidly loud.
I've actually got some in Rio. This week
Come
I've
on.
got... This is exciting, actually.
Come on, this is the big finale, Ree. We really...
The ViewSonic ViewPad, but it has Android ice cream sandwich on it. That's what I was looking for, everyone. That was great. So yeah, you can actually have a play with it.
All
So
right, pass this around.
Like no one has seen this. This is the first sample that has got ice cream sandwich on, which is the latest incarnation.
Right, this is
of
where we ask
Android.
Ree lots of technical details. So,
Yeah.
Ree, how much memory's on there?
Pardon?
How much memory is on
Oh,
that?
don't ask me those questions.
Yeah? What sort of processor is that packing?
Oh, big one actually.
Yeah?
Ray, what are the key features of
One of the what
ice cream sandwich?
What sort of battery life do you get out of that? Yeah?
Ages.
Ages. Hey! First person to say it's heavier than it looks. The key comment for any
One of the
tablet.
jazzy things that it can do. So it does that.
That's the one.
And then so you can choose to do that, and you can do that with your photos, and you can do this view scene 3D.
Right, come on. Let's. So what
Hold it.
are
So
we
it's
showing
got
off
view
here?
scene 3D. So this is one of the things that they could do with new ice cream sandwich. Is this?
Ooh!
It looks
No, am
quite
I the only one
good.
impressed? Okay,
And
so
then you can do
you've
that
got
with your
you've got
web
an
pages.
octagonal revolving menu.
And then we give that backwards as well, so you can see the back of those.
Why do you want to see the back?
I didn't come up with that.
Okay.
So you've got all this.
Go on, I'll let a few more people have a look.
Yeah.
This looks just like normal.
It does look normal, but I think it's just a bit more powerful and a bit more slick.
And look, it's
but
so
obviously
responsive to your every touch.
It's just because it's on.
Why does it still have a B if it's now ice cream sandwich?
It does have what?
It's
I
still got a little
know, I
B.
know, but I don't know. No, that's the ViewSonic logo.
Oh, it's paddocks.
So yeah, but have a play with it. I only had it literally dropped on my desk 5 minutes before I had to leave.
So we've got a nice curved
Oh
background
look,
here.
his does that as well. Oh,
He's got an octagonal
Bloody
menu. What's that? Is that the
hell.
S2?
Galaxy S2, yeah.
oh, I've been duped. They told me it was the new one.
Other than being told it's running ice cream sandwich, we
Yeah.
know no more about this. But it's
It's also not the final version of ice cream sandwich. But
so that's a bit of an exclusive we've got there.
It's not made up, is
the
what
not
I'm going
quite
with.
final version. Just not many people have ever seen this, so just
Or
feast
touched
your
ice cream
eyes.
sandwich, I'm just saying.
There we are. Well, that's really something. Thanks, Ree. I think you know, we were all wanting to go out on a high. I think you fulfilled that in every way.
I did the 3D thing. It's
What,
good, that was.
the octagonal thing. What,
thing.
his,
And then I got...
his S2 does?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Right, well, that is it. 200 episodes. Just time to say a big thank you to all of you who've been with us for the last 200 episodes. For past presenter Chris Smith, now in the States, for T3 editor Luke Peters, and Adam the Boy Bunker, who we
couldn't
left
be
in the
here.
office.
He's working. I think he's still in the office.
Yeah, for
It's past his
dropping in.
bedtime.
Oh, right, what's Adam said?
You might want to take that shout out back because
Oh.
he just said, "I can't believe I've joined the Facebook group for this mess."
What? Right, let me.
Well,
We'll edit this later. Thanks to Chris Smith, now in the States, for T3 editor Luke Peters for dropping in when Duncan's hungover, and for everybody here today: Michael, Andy, George, Katie,
Everyone
Timothy,
here.
Duke of Peckham. The list goes on.
And to the hospital club for replacing our mixer.
Yeah, thanks for
At
that.
short notice.
Yeah, the first one. Who was it? What was her name?
Layla. That was Layla.
Yeah, thanks a bunch, Layla. That's brilliant. And thanks for calling back 15 minutes after we'd gone to
Into the podcast.
yes, thank you for everyone for listening, for persevering through that.
Apologies for the wait.
And all those who are catching up with the podcast. Thank you, one and all. And remember, T3.com has all the latest. T3 is on the shelves and on the iPad, and we're on iTunes every Friday. So till next week, I've been Dan Maudsley, and you've been listening to the 200th T3 podcast live!
We did it!
Come on, man.
How's this been on? How are you beating two of them?
Because he's been before, man. He's the
Keeps tipping the table.
Look, you're attacking, bro. Look, I'm blocking from the front. That's what I did.
It's like Oscar night. You're swinging like that.
Oh, lucky. Oh! It's only like one more. No, it's a few more.
Reaction fan.
Probably
get my defense.
What I did do. Actually,
Dun, 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 dun. Dan Mosley. I have to go sing.
See you guys. Peace, man.
Now we needed the intro. It's just Dan posing with like fire around him or something like that. You know, like you going into Street Fighter 4 or something like that. Dan Mosley.
Dan Mosley.
Yeah.
You cannot compete. I will beat two of you.
If level 3 super is the level 3 screwdriver.
Oh, he's done it again! What's the scores? Oh my god!
So he's put a red bandana around him. That's Ryu right there.
But only because they've got Dan Mosley. Oh, it's a soft goal! One more for victory. Oh! Get on back.
So now you're just making him mad. Now he's making him mad.
Yes.
That's it.
Before I'm guessing.
No, never.
Dan, you're victorious.
This game.
How do you feel?
Oh, ecstatic. I mean, for one guy, against all the odds, against two men. And these are pros, actually. Hustlers, I think, is probably the word. In fact, do you want to put some money on?
You got beaten by Dan Mosley. What happened?
Arsenal, man. Arsenal.
The defence. Let's say, how come two of you lose to one man?
We let him
Especially such a scrawny man.
We'll make him happy, man. Before we let him win, man. It's 200 years, 200 episodes, so we'll let
It's his
him
day, special day, so you know.
What did you think of the 200 podcast? It was delayed by technical difficulties, but did it pull through? Was it worth the wait?
Well worth it. I'm just waiting now for number 300.
300?
I want to know what they're going to do next. How are they going to top this?
What has been your favourite feature of 2-3 podcast over the years?
I think Duncan's rant.
Duncan's rant.
I'm always like, how can this man always find something worth ranting about week upon week? What is his life really like?
I can't believe I got a free tablet for a tenner. And to me, that makes it the #1 podcast in the world.
Free one of these.
Prototype running ice cream sandwich, and I know Ria's just so kind. She's the most generous lady
You're lying,
in the world.
aren't you?
Yes,
You
I am.
don't have a free one.
I got 5 minutes to play with it.
Ah.
And she knows where I live, apparently.
What did you think to the 200 podcast? Was it worth the wait?
It's worth the wait, and it was worth the 2-hour journey. Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic.
You got to support the podcast you care about. This is my favourite podcast, so you got to turn out, show your support. Come on, is that right? Good enough to buy me an iPad.
There's a lot of pressure this. Okay.
Thank you very much. With my free tablet.
You want your badge on? You probably don't.
Come on, Charlie's Angels. Let's go.
Do the bow and arrow.
Okay, yeah, alright.
I'm not even in it. Who's taking it? Me? You. Why are you facing that way?
Free mode, that's all. Free tablet.
Another one, hang on.
Oh, God.
Very dark, very
that
dark.
HDR takes forever, doesn't it?
Very dark. Okay,
Thank you very much.
There's no flash, you're gonna have to come in.
Yeah, I'm
gather the little especially being dark skinned and all that.
Right, and you got.
Guys, that was just me, sorry.
Is this just fantasy?
Yeah, who are those guys with the Duke of Peckham?
Look, this is a challenge. It's about 17 different colours. Okay, I think that's good.
lovely.
Got 3 options.